What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You may not recognize where I am right now, and that's because we are inside of the new shop. Yes, that is correct. This is, in fact, the new shop that I've been talking about for a while. You may have seen the last video I posted where we just had the floor and the foundation built. Well, now we have the walls, we have the roof, and we even built a little loft up above to store lumber and different things, and I'll show you that in a minute. I haven't moved in yet. We're not completely done with the inside. We have to still do all the electrical, which is getting done in a few days, and we still have to put all the insulation in here, and then I'll be ready to move in. But for now, I'll show you what we've got, and I think you guys are really going to like this. So here is the new shop. You can see it's all painted a really nice barn red, and we still have to put the metal roof on there. It's going to be a black metal roof. That's getting installed the same time that we do the electrical. So there's the new shop, and there's the old shop. Wow, what a huge difference. Walking up on it, we have this door on the front right side here, and I built this door a few days ago. We actually just used the T111 that we cut out of here to make the door, to build the actual door. So it all kind of lines up, and I just made it look like a barn door. Used some scrap 2x4s left over from the framing, and I think it looks pretty good. I have a latch on the door, so I've just got a piece of 2x6 here, but we'll go inside. And it is huge in here, you guys. It's probably not going to be very easy to tell on video, but it is a lot bigger in here than my old shop. It's actually 3 times as big as my old shop, so a lot more room. So walking in on the right, this is where I want to have my joiner. I want my joiner to sit against this wall right here. So if I need to run long material, I can pull it out a little bit, and I can run that out the door. So I'll have plenty of room for my joiner. This corner is going to be my dust collection system, and I'm going to hard pipe in the entire shop. And so speaking of dust collectors, this is the one that I decided to purchase. I was originally going to buy a Grizzly or Shot Fox dust collector, but a friend of ours actually had the Harbor Freight Central Machinery dust collector, and they really liked it. So I decided to go ahead and buy this, and with it being half the price, I could buy 2 of these for the price of the Grizzly. So this is what I'm going to be putting in the corner of my shop. I cannot wait to install this. I'll be making an entire video dedicated to this machine. And one thing I really liked about this one that I don't think the Grizzly had was this one has 2 different outlet ports, so I can run lines in 2 different directions and maintain a lot of airflow. What I really like about this new shop is how high the ceilings are. My old shop has 6.5-foot ceilings, and this shop has 8-foot ceilings up to here, and then we have just the big gable end here, which really gives me a lot of headroom, and that makes maneuvering long boards inside the shop a little bit easier. Dust collector is in this corner here when you walk into the shop. Along this wall, I want to have my table saw coming out in the middle of my shop, and I'm going to have my miter saw down there. My lathe is going to be in that corner down there. My little corner workbench is going to be over here, and I'm going to have my planer right here. And so again, if I need to run longer material, I can pull that out in front of this door. But it's going to be really nice having the whole shop hard piped in with PVC dust collection, and I'm hoping that I can pretty much collect 100% of the dust and none of it gets in the air or on top of different things collecting. I know this whole little shop tour video hasn't been too interesting because there's not much in here, but the loft is an interesting aspect of the new shop. This is going to be awesome for lumber storage. Right now, I don't have any room in my current shop to store lumber, so I've got a pile of it on the front porch, and I've also got a little overhang on the side of my shop where I store it, but it gets pretty wet out there, very humid out there, and it's just not ideal. So the loft is 8 feet up in the air, so I still maintain an 8-foot ceiling, which is really nice, and we have a lot of room up there to store different lumber, different pieces of scrap wood, and different boards. Alright guys, I got you set up on the far end of my shop, up on top of some framing, so I'm going to walk to the other side just so you can get an appreciation for how big this space is to me. Alright, now I'm standing on the other side of my shop. I probably have to yell so you can hear me, but it is pretty darn far. It's very nice to have all this space. I've never had this before, and I'm going to have a lot more room to build bigger projects. So now that I can stop yelling, I'll take you guys up to the loft so you can see how big that is. And this is going to get a little shaky here. Sorry about that. Anyway, you can see how large this loft is. It is exactly half the length of the shop where you can store different lumber. different boards, different pieces of scrap wood, and I'm planning on using the walls of my old shop to sheathe the entire floor up here, so that way I can stick smaller stuff up here and it's not going to fall down between the floor joists. You can see we put some vertical supports in along the loft, and that just really helps to distribute the load off of these 2x4 rafters that are in here and distribute the load to the rafters on the roof. And these really make it rock solid up here. There's no amount of wood that would ever make this fail. So now that I'm up in the loft, you can see the other half of the shop, which is not covered by the loft. And again, that's where my joiner is going to be. My dust collection system is going to be over here. My table saw is going to kind of come out from here. And my planer is going to be over here along this wall. So you can see there's quite a bit of room down below. And again, we still have all the room underneath of the loft. So I ordered all of the insulation for the walls a couple of days ago, so that's going to be coming in a few weeks. And once we get done with the electrical, we'll be able to put all that in the walls. Like I mentioned in the other video, I actually insulated the floor too, so it's going to be really nice and warm in here in the winter. And I've never actually had an insulated shop before, so it's going to be a really, really nice luxury to have an insulated shop that I can actually keep warm. And once we're done with the insulation, I'm going to cover all that with 1/4-inch underlayment from Home Depot. I found some really nice looking stuff. I think it's actually covered in like birch or something, and it's like $10 for a 4x8 sheet. And so I'll just stick that up on the walls. And like I said, it's only 1/4 inch thick, so I'll have to make sure anything I put in the walls goes right into the studs. And I know some of you have commented on the last video asking about the lighting that I'm going to be doing in here. I actually just ordered some lights online. They are 8 feet long LED lights. They're like 7,200 lumens each, and I got 8 of those things. So I'll show you where I'm going to put those on the ceiling. 2 of the 8-foot long lights on this part of the ceiling here, and I'm going to put the other 2 on this part, and then that gives me 4, so I've got 4 left, and I'm going to put the other 4 underneath of the loft. So 8-foot long LED lights that are 7,200 lumens and like 70 watts, I think, are going to be really, really bright. Huge upgrade from the little aluminum shop lights that I have. As for the loft, I'm probably just going to get a little light socket with a little cage around it to protect it and stick it up in the middle of the loft up there, so I've got a little bit of illumination when I'm getting up there and trying to find different pieces of wood. I thought now we could do a little walk around the shop here. So again, it's built up on posts, and that's because we want the water to run underneath of the building and not into the building like my old shop. And coming around the back side here, you can see we've got the gable ends up there with the little vents. This is all T111 siding, so it looks really nice, I think, with this color. And then down here I have built this little retaining wall behind my shop, so that way we can drive 4-wheelers and stuff around here, because my shop is built on a pretty steep grade. And the back side obviously is painted too. And when we insulated the floor, we had a bunch of little cut off pieces of the insulation. So we have some of this stuff here, and I'm going to use that to insulate my door. So I have to finish doing that. I'm going to have to build a latch for the door, and then I'm also going to insulate the inside of the door, so that helps to prevent heat loss. Corner of the shop here, I would say right here, the bottom of the shop is about 3.5 feet high. And then coming around back to the front of the shop, one feature that I really liked, we did on this shop that I really, really like is the little, I don't even know what you call these, triangle pieces that kind of connect the overhang on the roof to the building, and I think they look really good. We got cedar trim all the way around, so it's not going to rot. Painted it up real good, and I think that looks really, really nice. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think I should do to this shop, any upgrades I should make. If you have any good ideas for how I could lay out the inside, or any little tips and tricks you use to lay out your shop, let me know down in the comment section below. I should be uploading the entire time lapse of building this shop pretty soon, so definitely be looking out for that. That's going to be a really cool video. I'll see you guys next week.